Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed. One winner, 49 losers. I eat losers for breakfast. Breakfast? Maybe I should have had breakfast. Brekkie could have been good for me. No. Stay focused. Speed. Faster than fast. Quicker than...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Right, my bad, dude. The Simpsons Hit and Run. What hasn't been said about this game? It's a staple of early 2000s gaming. It's essentially an obligation for people in Gen Z who grew up with this game to praise it to the moon and back. And I'm one of those people. One of my first videos was on Hit and Run. And while it wasn't a perfect game, it holds a special place in the hearts of many. Really, just off of vibes alone, this game is a masterpiece. Need I talk about the music? I mean, just listen to the vehicle selection theme and you'll understand the genius of Hit and Run. Low key though, it sounds like that one clip of Boomhauer busting down a fat beat.
Dang old cuts and collars, man, like when they come over to clean that pool, man, start going.
Anyways, one of the fundamental parts of Hit and Run is the driving. Yeah, you can get out of the car and run around and collect coins and cards and stuff like that, but the main structure revolves around the driving. And with that comes a wide variety of vehicles, and some are amazing, and others make me want to gouge my eyes out. So, this led me to the task of ranking every car in the game. However, I do have some caveats. Firstly, I will only be ranking every unlockable car that you can buy with coins, with the addition of the secret cars that can be found in each level. So any of the NPC cars that you see driving around Springfield won't be included on the list. And I know it's such a shame, it's such a bummer that you guys won't be able to hear my opinion on whether I like Sedan B more than Sedan A. But in my opinion, that would just make for a bloated and boring video, and this is my channel. If you hate it, you can leave, Gamer Nation doesn't need you. Anyways, I do want to shout out the cool NPC vehicles though that make up level 7, because there's some pretty sick stuff. They got kind of the whole Halloween theme going on, so you got like the ghost ship and the witches riding broomsticks. Those vehicles are cool, but they aren't in the rankings, so that's a shame. As for my criteria though, I will mainly be going off of stats like speed, handling, and toughness, and the general cool factor and vibes from the vehicle. So there's a bit of an objectiveness with like how fast and good the cars are, but also it's a bit subjective, you know? It's my opinion whether or not a car is cool.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
So that's kind of the basis for the list going forward. But anyways, without further ado, let's move on to the ranking with number 50.
What a piece of junk!
You may be wondering, what could possibly be the worst car in a driving game? Well, I'll tell you, one that just exploded. While technically the destroyed car isn't really one you can buy, it's pretty funny and kind of shows the attention to detail that the developers put into the game. It's basically straight out of a Looney Tunes cartoon. And at the end of the day, you aren't really getting anywhere with this car, or better yet, this lack of a car, but it's funny. It's funny, but impractical. Every other car above it can at least be used to complete one mission. I can't say the same for this one.
Now this is a perfect example of why democracy will never work in this country.
No words can describe my hatred for the Duff Truck. This sorry excuse for a vehicle probably has the worst stats in the game. It's only got half a star of speed and 1 star for handling. Oh, but what about its 4-star toughness rating? Get that chicanerous argument out of my face. This car is not only slow, but it handles terribly. Even if you are good at driving, it makes you feel geriatric. There is really no point in choosing the Duff Truck. Maybe if you wanted to roleplay as a Duff Brewery worker, sure, but that's stupid. What's worse is that there are far more well-balanced cars that basically have the same toughness rating in level 1. All in all, the Duff Truck is a pointless car that I will never use again.
I will register my disgust on the internet.
The monorail car is the first of the secret vehicles on this list, and the pure insanity of driving the front of the monorail is pretty funny, but purely based off usability, it kinda stinks. It ain't slow like the Duff Truck, but it sure as hell handles worse than it. at least with the Duff truck, you can pull off a drift, but with this car, I mean, it ain't even a car, so it's kind of impressive that it's on the road in the first place, but it can't drift. And when you get close to drifting, it basically starts to tip over. Still, it's funnier and more creative than the Duff truck, so that's all you really need at the end of the day.
Sure, you're on my way to the dump. I need to get rid of some cafeteria asbestos.
The pickup truck, an American staple. Except here, it's not really that good. Coming in at 1 star for speed, the pickup truck isn't going to get you anywhere fast. It does handle okay with 2.5 stars, and it's a fair bit tough, but it ain't nothing to get excited about. But you don't choose the pickup truck for its flair and speed and whatnot. You choose it because you get to be in the presence of the GOAT Cletus. Where it lacks in speed, it makes up for it in Americana.
I'm sorry, but that person should have watched where they was.
Amen, brother. That person should have watched where they were going. I tell you what, Cletus, alright? It's not their fault I ran them over.
Everyone sucks but me.
The Plow King, an iconic vehicle for Simpsons hit and run heads. This is the first car that you need to buy for a mission in the whole game, and for a car with 5 points in toughness, it gets the job done as an early game tank. But it ain't that fast. It's faster than a Duff truck, which can only do good at this point in the ranking, but it's really not that good for speed. And I'm really not inclined to use it much. But it kind of makes me think of the Thanos truck, so that's a positive.
Okay, but I'll have to be back soon. I lit a fire I really should keep an eye on.
The best way I can describe the fire truck is one of those min-max builds in Elden Ring that dump everything in the strength. For the fire truck, this comes out to 3 stars of speed and 5 stars of toughness, and everything else is in the gutter. And this is my exact problem with it. Sure, it could be useful in a destruction mission, but that's only if you catch up to the car. It's just not fun to control, and it's probably the stiffest feeling car in the game, and probably the biggest. At the very least, it has a cool siren for the horn though.
I'm sorry, but you're too slow.
Now this is what an early game tank should be. Coming in with 1.5 stars of speed and 3 stars of handling, the surveillance van is actually somewhat controllable. And with 3.5 stars of toughness, it does a good job not getting destroyed while also dishing out damage. Speaking of dishes, the satellite dish is ugly, and it kind of blocks the view for driving, so you really never see me driving it, even in the early game. I just hate it, I don't like it, it's ugly, but it drives okay.
I blame white males for keeping me down.
The limo is basically the surveillance van, but with slightly worse handling. However, it's simply cooler. It's got a sleek black design, and due to it being longer, it's more fun and rewarding to pull off drifts. Not the best stats, but every once in a while, it's fun to hop in the limo.
No, that exceeded my deductible.
This is the first of 2 sedans on the list, and I think the best way to describe this is mid. Speed hovers around 2 stars, and toughness and handling around 2.5. I'll give it some credit. It feels okay to drive, but, well, I best let this clip do the talking.
Finest under the sea!
Yeah, sure, but where's the pizzazz?
What doesn't help is that it's got an ugly green and gray color scheme with a pink flower that just clashes with everything. It's a car. An ugly car. But it's a car that gets you from point A to point B. That's all it is.
Chariots of the gods, no!
Coming in at number 41, the ATV. Some of you may be saying that I put this pretty low, considering it's a secret vehicle from level 4. But I think that's part of the reason why I have a dislike of it. Around halfway into the game, you get a secret vehicle that, in my opinion, is underwhelming. The ATV on its own is okay with speed and handling, and you can pull off some easy donuts with it, but it's boring. Me personally, I just don't want to drive around a small ATV in the same level where you get the clown car.
Ow, my ass!
Whee!
One word, iconic. When I think of The Simpsons as a whole, the family sedan is one of the first things that comes to mind. The specific color of pink, the red leather of the seats, everything is just so pleasant to look at. And as the first vehicle in the game, it's surprisingly good. It can get you pretty far into the early game. Some people have even beat the whole game just using this sedan. And yeah, its speed is a little low, but it makes up for it in great handling and pretty good toughness. So on top of its iconic status and great looks, the family sedan is really just like the most reliable car in the game, and I often see myself driving it all the time just for fun.
Hello, vote Democrat.
Electroris. Aside from the name sounding like a dinosaur, the Electroris is a pretty solid early game car. I believe it's the first car you get for winning all of the races in level 1, and for that, it's a pretty solid reward. Speed through toughness I'll top out at around 2 stars, but it really shines with the handling coming in at 4 stars. This is essentially a souped up family sedan, and overall, it's a fun and satisfying car to control, making it great for the early game.
This sucks. I'm out of here.
The Cola truck is a tank, and stat-wise, it's basically a better fire truck. Its whole Buzz Cola security van aesthetic is definitely interesting, but as a whole, it still kind of handles pretty bad. It's useful in specific cases like higher level destruction missions and stuff like that, but it kind of just follows a trend in this game where, at least me, I tend to avoid the cars that are purely based on toughness because, well, they just suck to control, and in my opinion, it's not that fun to control cars like that.
I spilled my squishy.
The World War II buggy is an interesting car. Statistically, it's designed for better handling and toughness, but when you drive it, you often feel on the verge of flipping over. I don't know if it has to do with the buggy having a lower mass, but especially when you take turns with it and hit traffic or a wall, the car will often start to freak out. But aside from the buggy situation with the physics, the World War II buggy can be pretty fun to drive. It's not that fast, but you do get to drive with Grandpa Simpson, so that's pretty sweet.
Breaker, this is Bart Simpson requesting one pimp ride ASAP.
This reminds me of the time Ethel Merman took my lawnmower, which in those days we called a whacking Sally.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I love the concept of the RC buggy. Being a secret vehicle in level 7, it continues the level's supernatural theme by having Homer shrink down to fit into a small RC car. And it's really cool driving a car this small, and while I love it in concept, it isn't really practical or good to drive. It's got decent speed and acceleration, but it controls like you're driving on slick ice. At the slightest turns, you will more than likely spin out, and it's really just easy to lose control. It's not something I'll drive often, but it's fun every once in a while.
Cowabunga, dude.
Man, me and all my homies love the Honor Roller. It's a really great starting vehicle for level 2, having speed stats rounding out around 2 stars. It ain't that tough, but it makes up for it with 5 stars of handling. This is definitely one of the best feeling cars to drive in the early game, and that's not even mentioning the fact that the Honor Roller is basically a space shuttle. This was probably my favorite car as a kid due to it being unlocked fairly early, but also just the design is just fun. And I never watched The Simpsons much growing up, so I assume many of the cars, like the Honor Roller, came from different episodes, but the developers really did put a lot of effort into adding in these one-off cars throughout the game that really just make it a joy to play through and unlock different vehicles. Unfortunately though, the Honor Roller does start to fall off when you get into the races due to its slow speed, but overall, it's an iconic car.
My name is Homer.
Coming in at the 34th spot, we got a car straight out of Fahrenheit 451, the book burning van. Purely on a visual level, it's a pretty sick concept, with the van actively being on fire and all of the books flying all over the place. But really, the book burning van is a pretty solid light tank. It's got 3.5 stars of toughness, and its speed and handling aren't terrible. I definitely found myself using it a fair bit when I unlocked it during level 3, and overall, it's a pretty solid car with a creative design.
Hurry up! I'm missing No Pants Island!
Mr. Plow is basically a faster and more lightweight version of the Plow King, and it feels great to drive. This was definitely a go-to for me throughout level 2, as it provided a good amount of strength and durability for destruction missions, while also being at a solid speed. But the best part of Mr. Plow, by far, is that the mission you need to buy it for, Monkey See, Monkey Do, includes my favorite song in the whole soundtrack. Like, I literally want to play the song at my funeral. Anyways, with stats like this, it's no wonder Mr. Plow is plowing through the competition.
It's okay. Skinner closed the school to have asbestos installed.
Finally. It took this long, but we have finally reached a 5-star toughness car that I actually like to use. The school bus is one of many 5-star toughness cars in the game, but now it's at a point where they don't feel terrible to control. While 2 stars of speed and handling aren't amazing, they're just enough to make it a viable choice to choose the school bus for early to mid-game levels. And on top of that, the whole yellow school bus aesthetic does complement the sun-soaked feeling of level 3 very well.
There's no guilt in felling another human, Seymour, so stop crying.
Yes, Mother.
As a polar opposite to the abhorrent sedan from level 2, the sedan from level 3 is far better. You may be wondering why. And I'll tell you, this ain't any sedan. This is the GOAT Seymour Skinner sedan. The sedan was already a solid car stat-wise, so when you add on top of it Seymour and his mother bantering in the back seat, you know it's an amazing choice.
I seem to be stranded here. Can you help a sister out?
I'd love to help you out. Mother has been bothering me all day about the murder... dust bunnies.
I spilled my squishy. No!
I'm a simple man. I see a monster truck, I am happy. Being the secret vehicle in level 5, the monster truck is a fun surprise. Oh, that kind of rhymed. Anyways, it's got a cool purple and lime green color scheme, and it's comically huge, which I guess is obvious considering it's a monster truck, but it's definitely a novelty, and it does handle terribly, but I don't know. It makes my monkey brain happy driving a big car like this, so purely for its aura, it gets placed at number 30.
Polygons!
Whenever I see the nerd car in the Simpsons Hit and Run, I always think I'm about to use comic book guy's car. You can imagine my disappointment when it turns out that the comic book guy car is called the Kremlin, and instead this is just a regular car. The nerd car is probably the most middle of the road vehicle in the game. It's got okay speed and pretty good handling, but it's just bland with its muted yellow color. Not terrible, but at the same time, no one should be glazing the nerd car.
Canyonero!
There is perhaps no other car more infamous in the Simpsons Hit and Run than the Canyonero. Just the mere mention of it will give hit and run veterans war flashbacks. On a surface level, the Canyonero is a really solid starting car. You got decent speed at 2.5 stars, handling at 3 stars, and the highest toughness for a starting vehicle at 4 stars. So, with these stats, you would assume that it controls great. But oh my gosh, the physics in the Canyonero is just so out of whack. You thought the World War II buggy was a little crazy back in level 2. The Canyonero is the World War II buggy that snorted a line of cocaine. You will find yourself tipping all over the place, especially when trying to take tight turns. And this is apparently because the car has a very high center of gravity. But while it does give you an aneurysm, that's part of the fun. And that's why I give the Canyonero the Gamer Nation seal of approval.
Sexy mommy needs a ride!
Donut truck. Donut truck. Donut. The donut truck is aura incarnate. When you drive the donut truck, you really feel like Lard Lad. Just look at the graphics of the donut spinning on the roof of the car, and you'll see that, I'm at a loss of words.
Charlie horse! Charlie horse!
Krusty's limo is one of the cars that I feel like I should like more, but I end up having mixed feelings on. Aesthetically, it's very unique since it's got the limo form factor with the Krusty the Clown color scheme, and its stats are okay, kind of being an all-rounder, mainly focusing on toughness, but I'm just not big on how it controls, and this is probably because it's a limo, but my main gripe with it is that it's essentially a worse clown car, and I'll get to the clown car later, but it's literally the same design as the limo, but smaller and with far better handling.
You couldn't drive a big wheel, you goon!
Yes, Mother.
The tractor is such an enigma. They took a farm vehicle that is known primarily for being slow, and they gave it the most well-rounded stats in the early to mid-game. I'm talking 3 stars of speed and 3.5 stars of toughness and handling. I remember being at a point in level 4 where I was hopelessly stuck on one of the races, and do you know what got me out of that rut? the tractor. And it's so weird because it feels like the best and worst controlling vehicle all at the same time. Sometimes it's stiff and other times it takes corners flawlessly. And bless your heart if you get hit by a wall or traffic because you're gonna bounce out of the stratosphere. Like, the tractor literally got me feeling like I'm driving like Tony Soprano's mother.
It's another pain in the ass. And people say I'm slow.
The rocket car. Everyone knows the rocket car. This is probably the most well-known secret vehicle. I mean, it's hardly a secret. It's literally parked in broad daylight outside of a gold mansion. But I seriously love this car. This either is or is tied as the fastest car in the game, and it's so fun to drive and pull off successful drifts at high speed. And since it's found in level 1, it's ridiculously overpowered. The one main thing with the rocket car is that 1 or 2 good hits will make it explode, and for that reason, it ain't gonna be the best car, but it's definitely one of the most fun. And honestly, if you can't manage to not run into anything, that's just a skill issue.
I need speed! More speed!
The Globex Supercar is one of the weirdest looking cars in this game. It's got a bright orange color scheme and has an almost insect-like look to it. And as for how it performs, it's kind of a better performing rocket car with 3.5 stars of speed and 4 stars of handling. It's still not tough though. And overall, I just really don't vibe with the whole look of the Globex Supercar. And what the hell is even a Globex? Like, it sounds like some stupid jibber jabber. And for that reason, the Globex Supercar fails to get the Gamer Nation seal of approval.
Damn it, I need more power!
Now this is how you do a secret vehicle. The Nightboat is the secret car in level 3, and it's basically something straight out of SpongeBob. Low-key, this is what I imagine the invisible boatmobile would look like, but really, the Nightboat is just visually cool and fun to drive. And unlike some so-called secret vehicles, this one is actually well hidden, and you have to go on a whole ass expedition on a freight ship to find it. And I think this is the reason I never even knew this car existed as a kid, but overall, it's a great secret vehicle.
You think I'm scared? You thought wrong.
The armored truck is definitely my favorite of the vehicles that are solely meant to be tanks. Yeah, its speed and handling all clocking around 1.5 stars, blah blah blah, whatever, but you really feel the 5 stars of toughness this car has. It's really just fun to be able to drive around and cause mayhem without worrying about NPC drivers taking you off the road. That always pissed me off, when they would abruptly change lanes, no turn signal, and run into you. But with the armored truck, this is your world and Springfielders are living in it. Really though, what's keeping this car from being higher is that you unlock it at the point in the game where the really good cars start to have toughness that are near or even match that of the tanks, and that really does make these cars pointless, so. Alright, we have finally reached the top 20 cars in the Simpsons Hit and Run. Real quick though, if you made it this far, you are a real one. Not only has this video been my first in a couple of months, it's also a different format and way longer than my typical videos. But aside from that, it's been a fun experience working on the video and being able to play all the way through and experience one of my favorite childhood games again. So if you've enjoyed the video so far, you could hit that like button, and if you're feeling a little crazy, maybe the subscribe button if you want some more of that content. Or don't. If you hated the video, dislike it. That's all you, brother. But anyways, let's get into the goats of the Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh, I wanted a peanut.
The hover car is one of the first unlockable cars in the game that genuinely feel insane. In order to get the hover car, you have to complete the level 5 mission Kinky Frinky, which is a crazy name by the way. But anyways, it's rocking a solid 4 stars of speed with 3 stars of handling, and it controls like no other vehicle. Well, except for one, but just the whole vibe and futuristic look to the hover car makes it such a standout. And it's cool because as you drive it, the car over time turns transparent and invisible until you hit something. But the only kind of hard part is getting used to the floaty feeling of the car. But once you master the controls, it is a joy to drive.
No, you don't do that.
Here we are, the elusive clown car that has made a cameo twice in the video so far. While Krusty's limo had decent stats with great toughness, the clown car takes the stats and swaps the toughness and handling to where you're rocking with 5 stars of handling and 1.5 stars of toughness. But really, the toughness ain't matter because this car controls so nicely. The other annoying part of the limo is rectified here, since you don't have to deal with the longer vehicle size. So you essentially have a goofy looking clown car that has a funny sounding horn with bubbles coming out of the back, and it controls great. You're crazy if you think I ain't rocking this in level 4.
Walking is so PC.
A damn good starting vehicle. Just look at the uniformity of these stats. Being a Pooh's car in level 5, the Longhorn is just a solid sports car. I'm not the biggest fan of the mustard color, but I can't complain getting a starter vehicle like this, especially after the Canyon era. However, I will say I quickly moved on from this vehicle since level 5 has far better vehicles to unlock, but aside from that, it's a great car.
Nobody does it better.
Literally the Longhorn, but cooler looking and better. The Farini is the starting vehicle in level 6, and it's definitely a top 3 starting car for me. The whole dark red color scheme is a great complement to the night version of the level 3 map, and it's damn fun to control. All I gotta say is 4 stars of speed with 5 stars of handling. There is no universe where I hate this car.
This car is totally FUBAR.
Now, what if you are more of the type of person that reads Fancy Living Digest? Maybe you like the occasional champagne and reading The Great Gatsby. I present to thee the 36 Stutz Bearcat. This Prohibition-era car is exactly what I'm talking about, when later in the game you have cars that can put out solid speed and solid toughness all at once. 4 stars for speed and handling while having 3.5 stars of toughness makes this a very versatile car in the late game. And then you got the money flying out of the trunk. Just put on baby you're a rich man already, come on.
It wouldn't be too much trouble, I really need a new car.
El Carro Loco es muy loco indeed. Being the street race car on level 5, this is what I immediately switched to from the Longhorn. It has similar stats, but its aura is off the charts. You get a cool neon yellow color with black racing stripes, but the best part of El Carro Loco is the purple lights under the car that just make it so cool to drive. I got no other words, it's El Carro Loco. El Carro Loco es muy guapo, en serio.
Well, I can't seem to fit into my computer chair anymore, so I guess I may as well pick you up.
Oh, the Kremlin, how I love you so. And for those wondering why I would love a middle-of-the-road looking sedan this much, I'll tell you. Comic book guy. You already have a great feeling car that is reliable, so when you add the dialogue of Comic Book Guy, the greatest fictional character ever, you know it's going to be a good time. You'll be driving through Springfield and all of a sudden, he'll be like,
I spilled my squishy.
I don't know what a squishy is, but I'm loving driving this dude around.
Finally, a chance to live the Malibu Stacy lifestyle. Or at least the driving aspects of it.
The Malibu Stacy car, being all the way up this high in the list, is mainly off of the pure vibes of driving it in the sun-soaked level 3. I just have such fond memories of driving the Malibu Stacy car. It's probably because it's got a unique purple and pink color scheme to it, and it's the starting vehicle in the best level. I'll die on that hill. Level 3 is the best looking level in the game. And it's not like it's a terrible car, it's got speed rounding up to around 3 stars and 4.5 stars of handling, so overall, it's just a personal favorite of mine.
I am evil Homer. I am evil Homer.
Going back to level 1, there has always been one car that would be a nuisance. One car that would breathe down your neck all the time. And for what? Running over pedestrians? Well, now you can drive this car, the police car. Being in level 5, it's definitely cathartic being able to drive the police car, and it handles great while also having great speed and good toughness. The sirens and flashing lights though can be a bit annoying, but it's a very optimal car for the late game.
It's time for some road rage, Bart Simpson style.
The Bandit is one of the best cars you can use going into level 6. Since the early game, you get teased with the Bandit every once in a while, and when you finally get it, it's amazing. Clocking in with 4.5 stars of speed and handling, the Bandit handles like a dream. Add on top of it its whole look and the little snake decal on the side, you basically end up with a really great car, and plus you get the ride of Snake, so that's pretty sick.
Steady, Marjorie, steady.
Finally getting into the top 10, we have in my opinion the best secret vehicle in the game, the level 7 Planet Hype car. Once again, like the Night Boat, the hidden location is actually pretty clever as it's crashed into a wall that you have to get to by platforming on the roofs of the boardwalk. And for the look of it, it's just beautiful. You get the perfect 50s aesthetic with a glossy hot pink finish. I like to think of it as the family sedan amped up to a great late game vehicle. And honestly, with great speed and looks like this, it's no wonder that the Planet Hype car is so hyped up.
Well, that just got a little more rare.
The Curator is a personal favorite of mine, and it may be a mystery to you how a level 4 car with these stats made it into the top 10. And I'll tell you, it's not a mystery to me. By the way, that's a great Fleetwood Mac record, definitely recommend it. Sure, it's not the fastest or toughest, but it handles amazingly. And for this video, I had to get a crazy amount of coins, and the fastest and most productive way to do that was with the wager races. So, this led me to discover that the Curator classifies as a medium difficulty car, thus granting me more money in level 7 than say some cars that are classified as easy. So, with this car, I had more than enough speed and handling to earn thousands of coins in order to finance this video. And for that reason, me and the Curator are tight.
Sure, you'd be surprised how well a second grader can drive.
It's level 7 cars like Mr. Burns' limo that make me question the point of early tank cars. With this limo, you get 4.5 stars of speed and toughness while being decent to handle. And its visual purple and gold color scheme is insane. This is really just a cooler and better looking 36 Stutz Bearcat. And mind you, that's already a good ass car. So I mean, how can this not be in my top 10?
I am so smart. I am so smart. S-M-R-T. I mean, S-M-A-R-T.
Oh my Atlanta, these stats are insane. The Chase sedan is fast and handles great. And its toughness ain't anything to scoff at. But it does kind of suck in the sense that I have a lot of fun driving the Chase sedan, but I don't have a lot of fun looking at it. It might be one of the smoothest, best controlling vehicles, but personally, the red flashing light and dull color prevent it from being any higher.
Fools! Fools!
Oh my gosh, they keep getting better. This is the hard part about choosing which vehicles are better at this point in the video. Like, the late game hit and run vehicles are all genuinely cracked, especially these level 7 cars. And the hearse is just crazy. Look at the uniformity of these stats. Really, just look at it. Then, you know, the car has the audacity to be rocking flame decals. It just straight up copies Patrick Starr's car. But damn, it's a good car.
Ow, my skull! My beautiful skull!
How can one car be this cool? First off, the name alone, Zombie Car, is the name of legends. Then you got the purple and red velvet look of the car juxtaposed with the exhaust of the car being skulls. Like, Homer pulling up to Springfield in this is crazy. I mean, I keep saying this, but like, the stats speak for themselves. They really do. And also, this is like the go-to speedrunning car for breaking out of bounds in level 7. I still don't know how they do it, but man, I love the zombie car.
Ooh, I'm soaring like a candy wrapper in an updraft.
You guys remember that one SpongeBob episode where that random ass kelp shake store popped up across the street from the Krusty Krab? You know what I'm talking about. They had like the crazy looking bottle and all that. This is what the car built for Homer reminds me of. Sure, compared to the top level 7 cars, the car built for Homer doesn't exactly match up, but considering it's a level 5 car, it's great. And with its goofy look, it's really one of my favorites. I don't know, this is just like something straight out of like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And for that, the car built for Homer gets the Gamer Nation seal of approval.
Rock the Casbah, dude!
Have you ever heard the tragedy of the grind for the hover bike?
No.
It's not one many survive to tell. When I tell you what's the most rewarding part of the Simpsons hit and run was, it would be finally unlocking the hover bike. Coming in at 1,000 coins, you really get what you pay for. 5 stars of speed, great handling, and a cool ass bike that's straight out of Dexter's Diner from LEGO Star Wars. Similar to the hover car, there's a bit of a learning curve to the momentum, but man, this is what late game rewards should be in games. Crazy and off the wall. Bravo, Radical Entertainment. This is absolute cinema.
Oh, I wanted a peanut. You think you're better than me?
The best starting vehicle, without a doubt. If I'm going to drive any car after beating the Simpsons hit and run, the 70s sports car is the most likely candidate. Amazing speed and handling on top of a visually pleasing neon green color makes this the car I find myself coming back to the most. Sure, the hover bike is cooler in concept and the number 1 car is faster, but the reliability and consistency of the 70s sports car makes it a reoccurring favorite. Yet, I wouldn't say it's the best car. Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed. 1 winner, 49 losers. I eat losers for breakfast. I am speed. Five stars of speed, 5 stars of acceleration, and 5 stars of handling. This is the culmination of working your way through this difficult and grindy as hell game. What you get is the open wheel race car. Oh my gosh, nothing in this game compares to how fun and smooth the open wheel race car feels. Remember the rocket car? Take that, but you can actually control it, and you can spawn it in any level you want. This being the last reward you get for completing the final race is just so amazing. I don't want to hear anyone call out the half a star of toughness, because that's just negligible at this point. If you made it to where you beat the final race of Hit and Run, you are good enough to drive without hitting anything. But there we have it, the best car in the Simpsons Hit and Run, the open wheel race car. If you've made it this far, you are the GOAT. Seriously, I really appreciate the support. I'm just happy I was able to lock in and create an in-depth video for a game I truly cherish. I'm being so for real when I say that I'm literally going to have my copy of Hit and Run on the GameCube in my will to pass down to my children. But anyways, I gotta lock in for finals coming up, so that means I'll probably not have another video out for a couple months. But when I do come back, I will cover the best game ever, Over the Hedge Hammy Goes Nuts for DS.